What was you talking about yesterday?
Uh,
I'm away from all that. But what'd you do today?
Nothing. Chill. Your vocals are live right now.
I'm away from all that. But what'd you do today? Do what?
Nothing. Your vocals are live right now. They can hear everything you're
Oh,
saying.
oh, okay. That's I don't. I mean, I ain't gonna talk about nothing. I
I was like,
wouldn't talk about that.
don't
Really, ain't a whole lot. Of,
don't incriminate yourself.
oh yeah, it's actually you're right. I might sometimes I'm a little loose with myself, so I'm glad you said that actually. But yeah, man, we just got at the end of the podcast. I'm gonna send you this email before then, but just finish up this track, and then it's pretty dope. And then that next Friday we're putting out that remember that song that Cliff O did with us.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll release it on Friday. Then my guy's gonna do a
We'll
video for us.
save that for when we start the pod. Don't be giving all that away.
Oh yeah, man. I mean that. Oh, I missed. I was salty because when I was supposed to come up there on Thursday, and ended up having things till 6 something. I was gonna stay and then go watch the show at that stage. Because Cliff don't like perform a whole lot. And he told me he was gonna be performing. I was like, that's dope. I want to see that. And then I talked to him like late as shit last night. Dude said he won the contest, won the $500. I was salty that I missed it. I saw a video that you posted. I don't know how many songs you did, but did you see his performance? Well, what happened? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Let's get you started.
Okay.
And
All right.
just let me know.
Yep.
And we're What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It is your boy, Indy Uchiha. Most of you know me better as NerdMIx Alpha, and this is another episode of NerdMix Live. It's actually a part 2. Y'all ever saw like them Where Are They Now? You know what I'm saying? Type things like when you have a show or you have uh a type of reality show or something like that, and then they go back and they try to find that person and find out what they're up to now. Well, when NerdMix Live came back, one of the first interviews I had was with Simpaticflo, somebody that I feel like a lot of you guys know now. So let's step back, have a part 2, and see what this gentleman has been up to, you know what I'm saying, as of late, and to see what he's got going on. I can't wait. I feel like he's uber talented, and I just want to see, you know what I'm saying, what he's got going for him. So let me go get homie. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Simpaticflo, what's up, big homie?
What's happening? How you doing, man?
Everything's going good. Everything's going good, man. When we last left off from talking to you, I don't think a lot of people around our way knew exactly who you were, but a lot of that's changed. You got a lot of features floating around. You done did a bunch of shows out our way, and you're making quite a name for yourself and everything that you're doing, man. So what has happened since the last time you were actually able to sit down and talk?
Oh man, a lot. So I think what a lot of people don't realize is that, like you said, when you first started back up, I think that we released. I think you released that interview like a couple months ago, but I think we recorded it like what, January or February.
Yeah, yeah, we recorded that like earlier in the year.
Yeah. So at that time, I hadn't done no live shows. Um, I hadn't really put out like a whole lot of music. I hadn't done, a whole lot of features other than with some people, down here and stuff. So since then, a lot's changed, man. Like, actually, a big shout out to you for linking me up with a lot of people up north there. You know, with the New Music Monday, with Keisha, with you know, uh, Lady C Snapper with at backstage, Ivo, you know, all that bloomed into all the people that I met and that I've been dealing with, doing features with, and really just able to, Ivo's a big one, and you, and Cliff are people that I've been able to talk to, not only about the music stuff, but a lot of times you get to talking about the music and the shows and the songs and the features and verses, and it turns in, you end up talking about just everyday shit, life stuff. And to be honest, the connections and the contacts that I've made through the introductions that you made have been invaluable for me, as far as just a lot of gems that people have dropped, just, people checking up on me, and, maybe I might be having a day or, not feeling something, this, that, or the other. Bug is another one that's been super cool, supportive, and, just um, it's been a blessing, man, dealing with the people up there. Like, I probably got more people up north, Gary, Hammond, East Chicago, Chicago, that I deal with and rock with on a regular basis than I do here in Muncie. And that, I think that speaks volumes.
That does speak volumes to the characters of individuals that are in a small circle. You know what I'm saying, that I deal with, but none of what you have accomplished up here, since the last interview has nothing to do with me. I bring you into areas, I bring you around people. You do majority of that stuff yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's your personality. Your trust you're laying out there, your honesty that you're giving with people that makes people want to rock with you. Nothing that I could ever say will make somebody want to, especially up here, make somebody want to rock with you. It's the character that you show that has them actually reaching out, or having those conversations with you, or building that, what I'm saying, personal relationship that you have. That's all on you. That's 110% you. So I'll never want you to ever downgrade, what I'm saying, the type of human being that you are when it comes to that.
I appreciate that, man. That means a lot. And I do try to take credit for, a lot of it. I mean, I guess what I'm saying, I'm appreciative of the introductions, because without those, then I wouldn't be able to, display those things. Um, so that I appreciate that. Another big thing coming up. Got a podcast that we're going to be starting up very, very soon, called
You,
Who's Your Top Five.
you
It's going to
do?
get into
Ooh, you stepping into the
a lot
podcast
of,
arena?
yeah. I think anymore, like, so. At least my opinion is, anymore, it's very easy for music and entertainment in the podcast world. They kind of seem to go uh, hand in hand uh, anymore, and it's also, it's just another way, because music is expression. You know, um, your music is a way to express yourself, your feelings, whatever you're thinking at the time, whatever. But a podcast is really just another way to do that. Not everybody listens to hip hop, and I can't sing, so I don't
Right.
have a whole lot of options for the music. So the podcast is another way for me to communicate, to express myself, and to have others, on the podcast to express themselves. So we're gonna it's gonna be titled "Who's Your Top Five." We're gonna get into, it's probably gonna be a little bit controversial. It's not really a whole, somebody's gonna have something to say about it, but it's not going to be just music based. It could be five local artists, top five mainstream artists.
Mm.
You know,
All right. Slow down, because you're breaking up a little bit. So you must be coming into a bad area, or wherever you're at. So
oh yeah, my bad. I'm about to pull up right now. Actually, sorry, driving for part of this, but you should be able to hear me good now.
all right. So you said you're doing something that's going to be semi controversial. Who's your top five? Like top five local artists, top five industry artists, just different things like that. How's this going to differ from any other like top five, top 10 list that put out that everybody argues over? What are you bringing different to the game that is actually going to make your podcast stand out?
One thing, I don't think it's a big secret, but I'm not real, and I know a lot of people say this, but it's gonna be pretty raw. And when I say raw, I'm not going into it with the thought of, okay, if I have so and so on this episode and we talk about A, B, and C, who is this going to piss off, or whose feelings is it going to hurt, or what's it going to do if I got a feature with this person that feels this way? Like, I'm not doing all that. I'm speaking my piece. I'm saying what I feel, like what's the gospel to me, and that's
Mm-hmm.
going to be that. It's not going to be based on anybody's feelings other than my own.
Okay. I mean, I can get you on that, but are you ready for that type of heat? I guess like it sounds like you're kind of like when Hogan turned heel. You know what I'm saying? Like you were the American dream. You were like Mr. America Hulk Hogan, and now all of a sudden you flip into like the NWO, because that's exactly what's gonna feel like if you have somebody that thinks you should hold them in higher regard. And this is coming from dealing with this type of stuff personally. Do you feel like you're cut from a cloth that can handle, you know what I'm saying, that type of backlash?
Yeah, so that's a good question. I definitely do, and I know, the way I look at it is those things are already happening.
Mm-hmm.
People are already having those conversations just from the music behind the scenes. Like I already know how that goes.
It's a
The only
reason. It's
difference,
a reason though why they're having the conversations behind the scenes, because they don't want to say it out loud.
right? And to be honest, um, sometimes, and I think everybody that considers themselves like an MC
Mm-hmm.
or an artist, I think they have those days or those weeks where, I guess, just to put it lightly, like they wish someone would come at them, like would say something about their craft, or the way that they, something about their music or their bars or whatever. Um, just just as a motivator to get in the booth and ask somebody. But I think that the only difference is with the podcast and getting into different arenas and talking about different sects and different top five other than just music. I think it's just going to have, like you said, there's going to be more people upset, more controversy, and I think when there's more of it, there will definitely be more people that are willing to bring it to the forefront and discuss it. It's not by any means to create drama or beef or anything. That I think sometimes people mistake controversy with those things. Just because it's controversial doesn't mean it has to be dramatic, or there has to be beef, or it has to be, negative. There can be conversations on controversial topics without it ever going to that extent.
Yeah, I can get that. I think people discern opinions as somebody trying to state fact. Opinions can be changed. Just because somebody feels one way one day doesn't mean that something can't change their mind and they'll feel a different way. You know what I'm saying, at another time. And
Yeah,
I think that's what people don't understand. Top 10, top 20 lists change all the time. Shit, people's opinions on vaccines and different stuff like that was going on in the world, wearing masks, carrying guns. You know what I'm saying? Everything seems to change depending on the information that you can gather. You know what I'm saying, towards that opinion. So that's interesting to me on that point. I'm 110% interested in in that type of thing. It's similar to a podcast I think me and Rob Ville used to do, Unpopular Opinion, and that started a lot of bullshit.
I actually, I think there's a lot of people. I've heard about that particular podcast, and people wanting to. I think talking about you guys bringing it back and stuff like that. So I think, like you said, there's stuff that it can start some bullshit or whatever, but also obviously you guys have people. I've seen many people talk about bring that back, and y'all should do this again and start it back up. So you're gonna have both with that. And I think that was interesting how you said it depends on the information that you have, what your opinion on something is. And
Well,
I think go ahead.
I think it's that everybody doesn't know every artist. Everybody doesn't know every situation. That's why it's always good to have differing opinions on a panel when it comes to a podcast, the different people that listen to different music. That's what I think about the Everyday Struggle was so successful with that DJ whatever his name and Joe Button, because they were from two different worlds, two different opinions, and they were able to add context to different things and different scenarios. So I feel that when you have that, it's cool, because I'm not going to listen to everything you listen to. I'm not going to know everything that you know. You know what I'm saying? But we're there to give each other the information to make us knowledgeable so that we can form an honest opinion on a particular thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say Cliff O, since he just won, you know what I'm saying, that competition at Backstage the other night, right? uh
Hmm.
I hadn't heard Cliff O's music until he started putting out music, and the connection between us with Rev, Kyle Miller, you know what I'm saying, them going to school and stuff together, like it was always that. I didn't meet him until recently, like within the last year, and heard his music. So I couldn't have I felt like until recently I couldn't have an opinion on his music because I hadn't heard enough of who he was trying to be or what he was trying to go. It's different for artists out here, like let's say Al Coleon or somebody like that who's been putting out music readily, you know what I'm saying, for years, and I'm able to form an opinion on that style of artist. A lot of unpopular opinion was it was like, we need an answer now. How do you feel about this? How you do feel about that? And you have to form an opinion over, you know what I'm saying, a bite size of what you would normally have for you wanted to form an opinion. And I think that's where a lot of the backlash and the hate and everything came from on that. So I normally tried to go off of, yeah, your music's dope, but the way you move is what turns me off. You know what I'm saying? I went by just how I felt instead of trying to form something and just
Yeah,
generalize people with certain things.
I think you made a really good point there. A lot of people do make an opinion, form an opinion, and then vocalize that opinion based on a very minute amount of information.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where feelings get hurt, and people go back and forth about this, that, and the other. But along with the information that you gather from different people from different places, and different influences, I think also your opinions mature and change as you grow, and you kind of traverse different life situations as well.
Okay.
Um, if you ain't never had to tuck a pistol, you probably aren't uh, about carrying a gun. You might be one of the people that think that we should do away with all guns. If you've grown up and never had to have anything on you to protect you, when you leave, that might be how you feel about it. But your life takes a turn, you move from here to here, all of a sudden you're not living, high on the hog, and you do have to keep a pistol. You do have to protect yourself. Those things change depending on your life situations and the things that you go through too. So I think a mixture of the information influences that you have around you, along with the different life experiences you carry, and you know, uh, and the more and more that you go on, that's kind of how those things change. I can't tell you how many different, I guess, social topics or hot topics that are social topics that I've changed my opinion on over the years from meeting different people, and living different places and going through different situations.
Well, I think I've been there right with you because I saw your interpretation on Gary change from the day I met you to, you know what I'm saying, spending a little time with you in college, and just your aspect on the lifestyle up north compared to what you heard, you know what I'm saying, just being in Muncie was two totally different, you know what I'm saying, things.
Yeah,
Because you down there, you're from Gary, you're either a murderer or a drug dealer, or you know what I'm saying, or you got 13 kids running around. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You're very
and
much
that's very true.
typecasted, and then you come up here and you see something totally, you know what I'm saying, totally different.
Yeah, and that's a really good point. Because I don't even know when it was. When was Gary? Was it like early '90s, mid '90s, when it was like murder cap, whatever, this, that, and the
Right.
other.
Yeah.
So that's been some years ago, but you know other cities and areas in Indiana, they want to act like it's still this, that, and the other, and it seems like, unfortunately, human nature is to describe things as their most negative traits or
Hmm.
mistakes, or whatever. And that was kind of the way that the city of Gary was portrayed. And then being able to spend time up there and with a lot of people from there, I realized really that the city that I live in is more of that than what they try to make Gary sound like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we said in the beginning, that a lot of the people that I deal with on a day to day basis, and I talk to and I confide in, that I trust, are from Gary or from Hammond or EC. And it's just a lot of what I would call salt of the earth people, up there, just good people, period.
It,
So, and like,
it's very sorry, I had to get that out. It's
yeah,
very interesting, that comment you just made, because I think that applies not to just, I think that applies to anything. If a woman was promiscuous, you know what I'm saying, at a younger age, you don't know what happened to her. She could have been raped when she was young. It could have been a bunch of stuff that led to her being promiscuous in a young age. Doesn't mean she's the same way as an adult. Uh,
yeah,
if a guy's been playing women his whole life, you know what I'm saying, then he has a shorty, he wants to settle down. You know what I'm saying? That baby mama might be looking at him as the person he was, other than the person he is now. It's like you can never live down your negativity, you know what I'm saying, and what you had. Uh
yeah.
you think about the people that get reformed in prison and come out totally changed, but they're always looked at as that person that committed that crime. You know what I'm saying?
And shout out to all the people that do that, man, that are able to do that, because that system is, no matter what anybody tells me, you can't tell me that it's created to reform, because it's not. And the fact that people are able to go in and still do that anyway against the odds is, I think that's an amazing thing. I've got family members that did big boy bids, and it broke them for the rest of their life.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And then then you do have those that are reformed and come out. So
I got
uh,
I got a couple of close friends that did bids at, like, we're talking 10 years plus, like nothing less than 10, and came out and totally turned their lives around. You know, and
yeah,
but that they're constantly looked at as that person who robbed that place. So, you know what I'm saying, the person who did that assault, you know what I'm saying, different things, like the person who got caught with that gun and them packs. That they never looked at the person that they're, and this is 5-10 years later.
Yeah.
Not looked at as a person who's active in the church, active in the community, taking care of their family, taking care of their extended family, creating generation, trying to create generational wealth for their kids. They're not looked at as like that. They're still looked at as, for a lack of better terms, trash. And
Yeah.
and
And phew,
it's not.
it's sad because it happens even within those people's families,
Hmm.
you know, and because I say that because it's happened with mine, um, I've had family members make the comment, 'cause I learned how to, for a better term, get to the bank legally, and that there was ways to hustle and to do things without jeopardizing my freedom. Obviously, it was a no-brainer to go that route, but I still have family members that, if I have gotten certain things or cars or vehicles or this, that, other, that have made comments that basically, it didn't come by the means that I said it did. It had to be same old Greg, this, that, and the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely understand that, man. So, but speaking on that, talking about being looked down because of your past, I listen to a lot of your music, and it's a lot of you trying to break certain perceptions. You know what I'm saying, that people have on you, and you speaking your truth. Um, how does that come about? You being able to express yourself in your music like that through what you've been through?
Uh, so I guess so. When ask me that again, because I'm trying to figure out, because you said, how does it come about? Like,
Yeah, is that almost like therapy for you? Being able to
okay,
speak on the way that people look at you. You know, because a lot of your music, a lot of the verses I hear you speak are like, you look at me like this, I can be this, but I'm something else. You don't want me to go back to, you know what I'm saying, being this individual. You know, I'm trying to do
yeah,
better. That's like a lot of your music. Where does that act? Where does that come from?
I think that I think that, after so long of being looked at in a negative light, and like you said, sometimes it might be 5, 10, 15 years of living a completely different life, having a completely different mindset, having a different heart, being a different man, a different human, and still being portrayed as something else. It's like, I feel like, for me, I'm gonna find a way to get my point across. Like, and for me, music is that. It's something that to me, it's just another form of communication. It's in hip hop, especially, I think, is, I'm competitive. It's almost like competitive communication. Like, who can tell their story or express their emotions or feelings or thoughts the most articulately and creatively, with the most double, triple entendres, and have it relate to this, that, and the other. Like, and I think that, since, I guess, it wasn't people didn't want to listen just through regular communication or through regular day-to-day living and action, that music is a little more aggressive and a little more, okay, well, let me turn it up a little bit, then maybe you'll understand it if I put it to you this way.
Okay. So we got this People Like Us entertainment. Um you seem like it's starting to get way more active. I'm seeing Facebook groups, I'm seeing music posted more. Uh what is it that we're looking forward to? Cuz y'all seem like y'all ramping up for something big.
Yeah, actually, so, I do have, I've actually, already started, the beginning phases of, like I said, we got the, Who's Your Top Five coming out. I'm going to have a dope co-host on there too, which I'm not going to talk about too much yet. Um, but also, I do have a, solo album coming out. It's titled Bipolar, and we're going to start marketing for that, start doing promo for that, doing more shows. We've got a couple singles that we're going to release, do some promo for. you're going to see a lot more. I guess I'm getting more comfortable understanding that, because I'm not a dude that wants to be on camera all the time and be in front of people all the time and take selfies and do lives and videos. But I'm also understanding that nothing comes, without stepping outside of your comfort zone. And, where you're most uncomfortable at is where you got to spend some time if you want to be comfortable in the long run, if that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
And I'm starting to realize that does mean putting myself out there to be scrutinized or to be praised. It's going to be one or the other. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we're all scrutinized and praised every day for one thing or another. So why wouldn't we do it with something that we love and that we're passionate about? Because it happens in everyday life. It happens if you work at a factory for a boss for $11 an hour that you'll never get that hour back from. It happens if you work at McDonald's. It happens if you go to school and become a lawyer. It doesn't matter. It happens regardless. So I'm looking at it like, why not at least get something out of it and do what I enjoy, something that I'm passionate about, talented within the arena. So that's basically it. You're just gonna, I guess, you see me stepping out of my a lot more lives. The podcast, the solo album, which, without getting into it too much, I think is going to be pretty dope. I haven't seen any projects or heard any projects like it. I think it's, most of the people that know me, I'm pretty open about pretty much everything. I'm bipolar type 1. That's something that I live with, daily. And I don't want to say suffer or struggle with, because that seems a little too cliche. Because there's actually ways that you can bend it to your advantage, I think. So with the album being titled Bipolar, it's going to be 16 tracks. So all the odd number tracks, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, all those are going to be upbeat, positive songs, like the happy or the manic side, or what some people call mania of bipolar, where you're on an all-time high. Can't nobody tell you shit. You're going to accomplish what you want to do no matter what. Almost the way that doctors and stuff describe it, or people that, have lived with it for a while, is almost like you're unrealistic with yourself almost. Okay. Which can be a good thing. You got to be a dreamer. You've got to be somebody that's not afraid to go against the grain and, beat the odds. And then the even songs are going to be the part that unfortunately people are more familiar with about bipolar, which is the depression part, which is, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Those are going to be produced by a different producer. And those are going to be, I guess, darker tracks that kind of let you dwell inside the mind of somebody that is dealing with the lower side of things, the depression, the anxiety, the locking yourself in a room for 2 or 3 months straight because you don't want to deal with holidays or family or this, that, or the other. So I'm just going to really put myself out there and, I hope that it helps me unload some things off of my heart and off of my chest. And B, hopefully it will help do the same for some other people that deal with similar issues.
Okay. I actually really dig that. I don't think it's cliche in what you're saying. I think bipolarism would be diagnosed more if people understood what it really was. Bianca said that's a dope concept. It's a dope concept, I believe, because it's real life. It's similar to me, to women, more singing coming out about, domestic abuse. Of more the stands on racism. It deserves its own light to be shown upon it, because that could seriously help somebody in the future, who doesn't know that this is something that they may have, because it's something that's rarely ever talked about, at all. You get cancer, and no offense to any cancer patients. I'm a cancer, I'm a survivor myself, but there's a ribbon for every type of cancer. There's a ribbon for every type of this, But I think stuff like this, stuff like lupus, it's different things that aren't talked about, you know what I'm saying, enough. And
They're
and
stigmatized.
yeah, they're stigmatized, as in it's not as big of a deal as this is. So we're gonna talk about this instead of this. No, it's just as big as a deal. It's just that people don't understand. You know what I'm saying? How big of a deal it is. So you speaking on something like that, I believe it's something that definitely needs to be heard.
I appreciate that, and I think it is too. I think it is important, not just bipolar, but a lot of the mental health ailments that people deal with, especially in hip hop culture in impoverished communities,
Mm-hmm.
and it is kind of it's stigmatized. It's sometimes looked at as weak, or don't talk about your emotions, don't talk about your weaknesses, don't don't show your hand, don't do this. And I subscribe to the thinking that it's actually the exact opposite of that. I think that it is strong to talk about those things. I think that it is strong to be able to admit your flaws and own the shit that is you, even if it's not perfect. To me, that's what being a man is.
No,
It's not holding it back and
I
not
I
talking about shit.
I totally get you on that. Mental health is a big issue, and I think the problem with mental health is so many people fake it to make it. You know what I'm saying? Or they fake it for attention. That mental health, with anxiety, depression, bipolarism, it gets a bad rap because people
Yeah.
will use it for attention or use it for their own will. I swear, I run into women, I run into people, men, women, kids every day having panic attacks. Anytime they don't want to do
They
something,
try to
anytime they feel something wrong,
convince people.
it's anxiety. You know what I'm saying? It's depression, and the people that are really suffering from these ailments aren't taken seriously because there's so many people taking advantage of that type of stuff.
No, I agree, and it's almost like making light of it. Like there was like and it still happens, but girls or and boys, kids, young girls, like, oh, best of my life, bipolar, you know, and it's like making light of it, like you getting a or, or, or
You breaking up a little bit.
depressed is
Make that statement over again because you broke
oh
up a
my
little
bad.
bit. No, you're good.
You hear people say stuff, they get a grade on him, a D on him, or they got a flat tire, or they didn't get the overtime, or there was $20, whatever. Like, oh, I'm depressed, or oh, so wow, like I'm making a lot of it because of the people that are depressed, the people that and are bipolar, depressed, tire, or a bad, or
Hey,
you didn't
buddy.
get the time
Hey, buddy.
you
No,
want.
no mean to cut you off, but you sounded like a straight transformer right now. You're just waiting on you to go Autobots roll out.
Dang.
I don't know what's going on. You were good. You were good. You were good for about 20 minutes, and it just started wigging out on you for a second. It
Is
no.
it? Hang on, let me.
Nah, it's because you bringing the truth. That's what it is. You speaking the truth, and they don't want nobody to hear it.
Yeah, I'm getting edited.
Yeah, you
Um,
YouTube's
am I still
editing
coming
you.
through like that?
Nah, you good now. What's up, Bug? Bug put
Okay.
the championship trophies up there for you. He gave you 3 of them. Oh man, what happened to
As
Simpatic?
a
There you go.
as a human being, not just his music. His music is dope. Everybody knows that. Like, I mean, that dude, he's a spitter. Period.
I I
And
I don't understand how he deals with half of the stuff he deals with. I think I wrote a line where I can't remember what it was, but I think it says something about you. You know what I'm saying? You have to pay me. You know what I'm saying, to be like to be Bug, because I couldn't survive mentally, emotionally, uh not even a third of what he went through. You know what I'm saying, in the past year. I have no idea how he does that. And I respect him for that. I respect you for everything that, you know what I'm saying, you go through. It's a lot of people who go through a lot, who get a lot of hate, a lot of bashing, and regardless of how they feel about me, I watch and respect the fact that they're able to stand up and they never let that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying, break them down. So it's just those types of people that actually motivate me and keep me going. As you motivate me. It's been days where I've had a couple of bad weeks, you know what I'm saying, with everything that I've been going through personally, emotionally, and everything like that. And it's been waking up to, hey, you cool, man? You know what I'm saying? If you ever need anything, you know, let me know. Keep your head up. You know what I'm saying? It's Bug, it's Ville, it's you, it's Rome. It's certain individuals that champion you to make sure that your mental's all right. Like we need to champion checking up on your bros, making sure that their mental is right. Fuck the money. Fuck making sure that their music is popping and shit like that. Let's check on each other, make sure we're right in the head so that we can make proper decisions to get to that money, or you know what I'm saying, promote that music.
I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more. I think that rather than that being the exception, it should be the rule. And like you said with Bug, I think you bring up a really good point. Like you said, you don't know, how he made it through, the last year, or shit, probably a lot longer than that with some of the stuff he's been through. But
Through life, I don't know how he made it through life.
yeah,
I would have gave up.
that's because. So I'm gonna tell you with him, because similar himself is he is more, what motivates him is what you said, looking out for his bros, looking out for his family, for his kids, his girl, his people, like making sure they're straight. Like, because I made the comment to him the other day, like take some time out for you so that you can still maintain and check on those people at the same level or something like that. And his reply, something like, I don't have time. Ain't time for that. I got to take care of, the people I love. And that's just, to me, respect that sentiment so much, because it's one that resonates inside of me as well.
No, chin up, chest
I
out.
think, like
That's what Bug said. Chin up, chest out. Just keep pushing forward.
Yeah,
Right.
that's it.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you right now. Hold on. But before you say anything else, with dealing with the way the internet is going, we're gonna have a part 3 in studio. Like I'm gonna have to get you. I want to get you in here. You know what I'm saying? On the artist couch. I got a couch in here just for artists. You know what I'm saying? And had you be actually the first person in studio to actually do an interview.
Hey, with that, I appreciate that, and it's always vibes up there too. So I'm 100% down.
What you
appreciate
got?
That.
Hey, check it. What you got going on Friday?
Do it. This coming day?
Yes.
I'm gonna be there. Thursday and Friday.
Then that's what it be. That's what it be. We're gonna knock that out. We're gonna get that. And actually, I think I'm gonna get you in on some footage so people can actually see your recording process, because we're gonna have you in the Wire Pub. You'll be inside the Wire Pub Thursday with Just One in it.
Yep. Actually, that's a super dope idea. I think that's actually, it'll be fun. And like I said, that's fun, but it's also gonna be outside my comfort zone.
Yeah.
And that's what I need.
I think you'll rock with it, man. But before we get too much broken, man, go ahead. As he pops out. And it's just bad internet. Where he's at in Muncie, that's just the way it goes sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You see the little turning thing like that. Y'all need to be happy about the type of internet that we have up here up north. Do me a favor, Simpaticflo.
What happened, bro?
I don't know. Just go ahead and tell them where they can find you at, man.
Well,
I don't know what's going on. Give me a second, guys.
All right. All right, you back?
Indiana, man.
I'm back. Why don't you go ahead and tell them where they can find you at?
So at the True TRUPLU Crew CREW on Facebook, or PLU Entertainment at PLU Entertainment Instagram, and PLU Entertainment Facebook, or on YouTube as well. Also, PLU Entertainment on platforms. Simpaticflo on all streaming platforms. PLU Entertainment.
PLU Entertainment at Simpaticflo on all streaming platforms. You guys make sure that you check that out. Stay in tune with people like us, entertainment. Go check out the dope video that they got. They had a up north cameo in that video. Plus many more going on, man. Stay in tune with my dude. We'll be right back.
Thanks.
No problem ever, bro. Hold on for a second. Y'all get to see behind the scenes a little bit of what we do back here. I always like to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard to podcast. You guys get your own thing. I'm using a StreamYard setup. HyperX mic, USB mic, and a couple of other things. If you guys ever want to know how we run this over here, how we get stuff looking like we do, all you gotta do is just hit me up. I have no problem giving whatever knowledge I have out. We will have a part 3 with Simpaticflo coming up this weekend. We'll be going live a lot, live in studio. We're having some stuff going on to make it entertaining for y'all, so make sure y'all stay tuned in to what's going on NerdMIx Live on YouTube, and tune in to the Facebooks as well. You can find me at NerdMIx Alpha everywhere. You can find me over at A Plus Hero Report. That's APULSHERO Report. I can't spell for shit, and I call myself a nerd. At A Plus Hero Report. All the news and reviews and stuff over there, man. Catch me doing the What If review this weekend. Like I said, we have Simpaticflo back here on Friday, live in studio. We got Chris Smith coming up, the incredible Christopher Smith, amazing author, writer. There's nothing this man doesn't do. He's Mr. Barnes and Noble, Mr. Walmart. I mean, he's everywhere. Can't wait to check him out. Speaking of domestic abuse, we talked about that a little bit during the podcast. We talked about mental health abuse, stuff like that. I will be sitting down with a couple of survivors of domestic abuse to talk about their journey and how hard their fight is, and how overlooked their strife and stuff is, and how, just like we were talking about, how mental illness is downplayed, how that is downplayed also. That'll be an interesting talk. Talk to a couple of ladies, and they have very interesting stories that I believe need to be heard, because I feel there's a lot of people out there who are going through similar things that need, you know what I'm saying, that might need to hear this in order to be saved from that situation. Because the last thing we want to hear is that we lost another person, child, kid, or whatever from, you know what I'm saying, that style of violence. So you guys stay tuned. I can't wait. We got a lot more coming. And as always, keep it A+. This has been a Nerd Mix. Indy out.